Today, I want to talk about the power of writing letters. And I have a special guest here to talk about it with me. All right, there we are. So, I wanted to talk about writing letters, and so Eric has been venturing into the letter writing world.
Yes.
So it's kind of funny, the coffee that I'm drinking today is, I've been emptying all of my different coffee bags, because I had a lot of coffee bags almost all gone, so I've been emptying them slowly. So I don't actually know what kind of coffee I'm drinking, because it's a mixture of several kinds. But it's in my Storyville mug, and I love it. Okay, so the first letter that I was thinking about was this one right here. So way back in the 1991, this letter was written in Rexford, Montana. It was sent on June the 4th, 1991, and it was from Ora Miller to my parents, Lester and Rebecca Graber. That's Pops and Mama.
Yep.
And so this is the letter that was written and sent to us that made, and it says, "Dear friends," and he writes all this stuff, and he's writing because they need a minister out on the West Kootenai. So he was writing this letter in order to get my parents to come and move out there. So he's explaining what they can do for us, what housing and financial stuff they have, and this was one of the letters that made it possible for my parents to make the decision to move to Montana. And then in Montana, as my dad says it, he got pushed into a corner and had to make decisions he didn't want to make. And then through that was following Jesus instead of the Amish church. And we were excommunicated. I ended up following God as well. And so this letter right here was sent for 29 cents with a U.S. stamp back in 1991. And it was a powerful letter. It changed the course of human events, so to speak. So that was the letter that I was thinking about when I thought about writing letters. But Eric, you've been writing letters.
Mm-hmm. So there's one thing that is really funny. The person who started me writing all these letters, I got a letter from her, and I was like, wait a minute, I should start writing letters. So I wrote a letter to her back and just started writing to all my friends. But the funny thing is, the person who sent me the letter, I haven't got a letter back from her. But I've got
So the very first letter that you sent, you still haven't gotten anything back from.
No.
That's kind of funny.
So, but I've gotten
Hey, Daniel.
many other things back. So,
Show us the letter you got.
so from my aunt, I got 2 letters.
Wait, your aunt or your Grammy?
Grammy.
Or Mama? Who is this? That's Mama.
Oh, this is me. Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Wait, who's
okay.
this?
This is Grammy.
Okay, you've got for both your Grammy. Oh yes, this is from Grammy.
Oh, yeah. So,
me
this
see
is
if-
one I got.
I'm gonna hold it up where they can see it without the light. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a postcard, and
Got the writing on the back. And then
so it just
it just explains.
Grammy explains how the aircraft carrier works and how they could catch an airplane, and it ends by saying scary but cool.
Okay.
All right, so that was from Grammy.
And then I got this one from my other aunt.
Grandma. So
Yeah.
this is from Mama. So this one has horses on top. It says, "Dear Eric, Peter says you like to get letters, so I will write one for you, and if you answer, I'll write another one." Ta-da!
So I need to answer that one. I haven't yet.
Okay, so you still need to answer this one.
Yeah.
So it says, "What are you learning in your trail life meetings, and how many rabbits do you have now?" So that means, oh, wait a minute, hold on.
What?
So it says today is January 17th. So that means that 99 years ago today, your great-grandfather David was born in Kansas. That's my grandfather,
See?
David.
I knew it.
That's who it was. You thought it was Grandpa Jack, but it's from my Grandpa David. He says it was in the middle of a snowstorm in Kansas. There are mostly plains where the wind blows with no mountains or trees to stop the wind. So the wind blew the snow in such deep drifts that they reached the upstairs windows.
Yep.
Wow. So that was Mama's dad was born
Yeah.
in the snowstorm.
So, okay, those two. And then I wrote in one person twice, and she's responded to me twice.
So this is your cousin, right?
Yeah. So this is one butterfly one I got.
So a butterfly letter from. Is it from Ivy? No, Iris.
No, Iris.
From
Both of
Iris.
these are
Okay.
from Iris.
They're both from Iris.
Yeah.
So she's a good letter writer. She responds.
This is the other one.
Your penguin. Yeah.
Yeah,
there we
open
go.
it up. There's a really cute little penguin story.
Oh, there is a little penguin thing. Oh, and then little penguins over
little
here.
Penguins. So
Yeah.
that's
Wait a
one.
minute.
What?
It says, "Dear Eric, my favorite food is grits." Is that
Read.
true?
No, read.
And I would go to England. We are studying the Revolutionary War. Who are you spending Thanksgiving with? We are spending Thanksgiving with
Wait.
Nana and Papa Doc.
This one?
I hope I can see you soon.
The funniest one I've
But this
ever
this is pretty amazing that she
Yeah.
says her favorite food is grits. How many people say that? Do you like grits?
No.
Okay.
This one, read it. It's so funny.
Okay, so this is a letter. Who is this one from?
A title.
Oh, this is from your cousin Titus. So it's got a drawing here, something
Yeah.
going on. It says, Eric, my favorite food is ranch dressing. I even like it in my ice cream.
Yes.
Is that what you were asking everyone? Did you write letters asking what their favorite food was?
Yes. So all of these have their favorite food was.
My favorite animal is a snake.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite color is blue. So I guess he would love it if a blue snake ate his ranch dressing.
No, he wouldn't because his ranch dressing is his favorite thing.
Oh, yes. So
If
I guess he would eat a blue snake with ranch dressing.
Maybe.
Anyway. So there's that. That's a cool letter.
One. This one.
Oh, tell me about this letter.
That letter I sent to Grandma Graber and
Which is actually your great grandma.
yeah, my great grandma Graber.
So what happened today is I went outside. It's beautiful, 60 degrees. I was outside cleaning up the garden a bit, and I realized I had been meaning since like October or November, some way time back there, I needed to write Grandma Graber a letter. So I thought I should write a letter. And at the same time, I was thinking I should do my coffee talk today. It's a good day for it, even though it's in the afternoon. So then I started thinking about Grandma Graber. So I sat down a minute ago over there and I wrote a letter to Grandma Graber. And then I decided to do this coffee talk talking about the power of letters. And as I was taking my letter to the mailbox, Eric was coming from the mailbox. And he was just checking because he gets mail all the time.
Yeah.
But you were asking, I asked you, did you write a letter to Grandma Graber ever? And he said, yep. And he got the answer yesterday. Okay, so let me read what it says. See what her favorite food is. Did you ask her?
No, and I actually don't think I did.
Oh, there's something interesting here. It says, Dear Eric, Christian greetings. Thanks, Eric, for your Christmas card and for also writing. Today is cloudy so far. It snowed again through the night. We had below zero Sunday and Monday morning, so now the pond on the other side of the road is frozen hard on top. So the scholars and most of the older boys and probably also girls were there ice skating the 2 nights since. It gets used a lot when the ice is hard. You asked what we did on Christmas Day. We three, so that's my grandma and 2 of my aunts, we 3 spent the day at home. One Sunday we were to church at Henry and Leah's sister, Llewellyn and Nathan Yoder. On Christmas evening, we had all of Henry's here for a candlelight supper. So did you know that? Your Amish grandma had a candlelight supper the other night. Okay. So, and it says they had a candlelight supper, and when they were finished eating, then they had other guests that had to go. So, and it says they also helped do puzzles.
Yeah, they worked puzzles.
So that sounds very much like our house the last couple weeks. We did puzzles.
Yeah.
And she also said she had a cough left over from not feeling well, and that's the same thing with us. So those a bunch of letters. Do you have any more to show?
Yep, this one.
Advice from a glacier.
Uh-oh.
Advice from a glacier. Dear Eric. Who's this one from?
That's the one from, the person we haven't talked about yet.
Oh.
Well,
it says something about Grammy in here. It says, I got a rock for Christmas. No, I got a pocket knife and a bubble bar for Christmas.
it was her.
Someone's excited about Camp Grammy.
What?
Heidi, Eden, and Sky went to a tea party.
Wait, then I'm totally wrong.
Who did you think? You thought this was from your Gerard cousins?
Well,
No, it's not. This one is not. Is this one from one of your cousins in Texas?
this might have been. Yeah.
It says Heidi, me, and Heidi, Eden, and Sky. Me, Heidi, Eden, and Sky. So who is that? If it's the friends with Heidi, Eden, and Sky.
It's Iris. She always forgets to sign her letters. I've got 2 other letters.
So Iris,
From
you need
her?
to sign your letters more clearly so he doesn't forget who he got it from.
Yeah, these 3 letters I got from you, and I don't know. Well, I don't even know who I got this one from, so.
There we
I
go.
might have got them from you. So,
Yeah.
that's all the letters I brought down. So,
Well, thank you for coming and showing us some
Yeah,
of
it
your
was
letters
fun.
and your letter writing.
it was fun, yeah.
Writing letters is fun.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it myself. So I have what I have here next, just to show people. Because I was talking. Are you going to go back upstairs?
Yeah.
You have friends here? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. So Eric has been, as he's learning how to write, he's been learning the joy of communication and the fact that he can send something and get something. So I often see him out checking the mail, which is a real blessing to have my boys growing in that way. All right, so I had gotten a few letters over the years that were encouraging, but I was thinking as far as life-changing letters, like, we call the letters that Paul wrote to the churches, we call them letters because they were letters being written, and they really are life-changing, not just for the people they were written to, but for a lot of other people as well. And so I was just thinking about the letter that Aura wrote to my parents, and the fact that a letter can sometimes on purpose have a lot of depth and meaning to it, but sometimes it's just a letter, and yet it can be life changing. And so I was looking at some of the letters. I was glad Eric brought letters. So I have 2 sets of letters sitting on my desk. Let's see, that is not going to work that way. I was trying to show you the messiness of the desk over here behind me. This actually might work right here. So over here, I had several projects, piles of letters that I had recently been working through. And so some of those letters are current things like this. This is a thank you note that someone sent. And I have a bunch of these different thank you notes. And some of them were just because people had watched the movies, the documentaries we'd made, and were thanking us for them. And others of them were more specific, like thank you notes for stuff, whether I did someone's wedding for them, and so they sent me a thank you note. This is a thank you note from someone from church, so they sent a nice thank you note. And so I'm grateful for those. Those are actually, gratefulness is life-changing. Here I have this is from a birthday wish. I think it's from Wayne Nelson, like 1 or 2 years ago, and it used to be up on the bulletin board, but I cleared my bulletin board this year to start over again. And so in the meanwhile, everything that I had stuck on the bulletin board is just sitting over there, like I said, over here on this side. The other letters that I had here that were fascinating for me, where I have several that they're old letters. So my Grandma Graber right now, the one that Eric was writing to, that I was writing to, that is my dad's stepmom. So when he was 11, his mom had died, and her name was Barbara Yoder before she was married. And so this letter right here was written to her. It's missing the stamp and still has the address, but it was written to Miss Barbara Yoder, just Milford, Indiana. I think that's, care of Isaac Yoder. Just that was all the address that was needed back then. This is 1948 is what the postmark says. And so this letter is interesting. It's written to her by her friend, Katie Otto. And so what I discovered when I was a young person writing letters in the Amish, like we would always write, we would say dear or hello or hi, whoever we're writing to, and then we would have greetings of some kind. So we'd have Christian greetings or greetings of love or greetings. So we would even sometimes then just start doing like greetings from Texas, greetings from Montana, greetings of love from Montana, whatever. We'd do that kind of thing. Or we'd say greetings in Christ or greetings Christian greetings. It was amazing. That was always a necessary part. Would have to have some sort of a greeting at the beginning. Well, this letter written to my grandmother back in 1948, before she was married, before she says, "Hello, Barbara. Greetings of love from above. Wonder how you are. Hope you're well. I hope you're well on the way to recovery. Ura's told me of your misfortune, but could always be worse. Guess it's bad enough, though, to have to be in bed this nice time of the year." So I don't even know what happened in 1948 to my grandma, but she's in bed because of a misfortune that happened. Today's Sunday. We're all at home, except Wilma. She's at Will Lambright's up in Honeyville. They're having a surprise on their daughter, Edna, being she had a birthday last week. She and Lydia May Yoder just took their own rig and went. My, it doesn't look so nice outside today as it's raining part of the time. What are all of you girls doing these days? Is Emma still working at the hospital? I'm at Amos Miller's now since my 21st birthday. The first 2 weeks we were busy getting ready for church. Guess I'll be there for the summer. So what she just says is she's 21, so now she's at Amos Miller's. That means she's working for Amos Miller's, and so she probably is getting paid a little bit for that, but she's just providing housework for Amos, for this other family. So he says, "Oh, yes, thank you for the greeting you and your sister Susie sent. Anyway, I'm having trouble reading this one section. How is Susie? Is she all right again? Hope so. Last night on the way home from Amos's, we stopped in at Ura's. Edna and Grandma were in Goshen in the forenoon." So that Edna, that's my great aunt Edna that she's writing about. Ura is my great uncle Ura. He was the one who ordained my parents and presided over their wedding. They were there in the forenoon. Edna told me they were over at your place last week one day. I guess you, of course, know Vernon J. Miller. Well, he's joining the conservative church over at Griner. We're trying to anyway. Last I heard, he wasn't taken up yet, as the preachers found out he has a radio. Oh my. He was trying to join the church and had a radio. I don't think he's at home much since he has his car, as he goes past Amos's about every day. So that means he used to be Amish, then he went and was trying to join the conservative church at the Griners. And hey Joe, thanks for joining. And so he's trying to join the conservative church so he can still have a car, but he's still not supposed to have a radio. So now he has a radio and he's having trouble choosing the church. Our church, Groskame, will be at Harry Stritzman's. Guess there's a singing at Seth Troyer's tonight over in Clinton. Don't know if I'll go or not. Doesn't glusht me. So in other words, doesn't tempt her very much. It doesn't glush me if it keeps on raining. So if it keeps on raining like this, she doesn't want to go. Well, I'd better quit such scribbling, as my paper is anyway full. Sure hope you'll soon be up and going. Come over sometime when you can. As ever, Katie Otto. So this was a letter from Katie Otto to my grandmother, Barbara Yoder, back in 1948. That's just amazing to me that I have letters like this. So this is the cutest little thing. So after my grandpa Fernandez married her, Katie also by that time was married. And so now they get this cute little letter that says, "A gift for you, and it brings a wish for all life's happiest things. Wish you both a long and happy married life. Katie Mast." So now it's no longer Katie Otto, but now it's Katie Mast. And it's no longer Barbara Yoder, but now it's Barbara Graber. So that's two letters that I have that are just part of my history, and I enjoy looking at them. And this is from my, I have more letters here. We get Christmas greetings, stuff like that. I'm grateful for the fact that we can write notes to each other and communicate in this way. And I try to remember to write notes and letters to people at different times. It's just good to communicate. So when I wanted to share this today, I was thinking about it because I was out, like I said, I was outside in the back working a little bit. It's a beautiful day. I have some stuff I need to organize. My lumber pile is in bad disrepair, so I need to restack it and fix one of the shelves that holds my lumber. And as I was out there just thinking about that, somehow working out there made me think of my grandma, made me think of my Uncle Henry and others that I want to go see. And I was in that process of remembering, thinking about how Paul, the Apostle Paul, when he would write his epistles, how he would write and say, like to the Philippians, how he has them in his heart, how much he loves them. And truly, writing a letter is a way of expressing love and respect and real communication. It can also be used to communicate a lot of other things, but it's phenomenal how much of love and respect that it can send. And so I was thinking, I need to write a letter, but I was also thinking I'm going to do a coffee talk. So I came in to do my coffee talk, and I know I needed to write a letter first. So I sat down, wrote the letter, then I came over here, and in the process got Eric to come join me talking about letter writing. I know it's maybe not as interesting. However, I was hoping that somebody that's watching, hey, Leah, thanks for watching. I was hoping that somebody who's watching would say, oh, you know what? I need to write my grandma a letter, or whoever it is. And so maybe because of me talking about letter writing and the power of letters, maybe you will also go ahead and write some communication and even thank you notes. Thank you notes to me are is such a blessing. Now, I know that sometimes when like at a wedding or a birthday party or a baby shower, sometimes you get so many things from so many people that it's hard to write a good thank you note to everyone. However, what I like to do is just kind of in the middle of nowhere on the calendar, so not a holiday, not any specific thing, but just if I think of someone that has blessed me, I like to go ahead and write a thank you letter right then and there and send it. And so I've done that multiple times, and a few times I've been meaning to do it and I never got it out. And then next thing I know, I'm attending someone's funeral. I'm thinking I was going to communicate to them and I didn't. So not to put any undue pressure on you, but is there someone that you owe a letter to? Here's your friendly warning, reminder. Write a letter. Say thank you. Honor someone with that. I really have a beautiful day outside, so I'm not intending to stay here and talk for the rest of fill up the 30 minutes. I just wanted to say letters are powerful. I'm grateful that the Apostle Paul took the time to write letters. And hey, Heather, thanks for joining. And so I'm grateful that he wrote those letters. I'm grateful for the letters that other people have written that I still have, historical letters to myself. It's great. I actually have on the shelf over there, back of my desk, I have several books of letters that people have collected that were written by Christians 500 years ago, 400 years ago, 300 years ago, that helped me understand what was going on. So, hey, Leah, you hand wrote 6 thank you notes. That's awesome. I know I did earlier this month. I was working through some of the giving reports for our little church fellowship, and I suddenly was like, hey, I have to give these papers to everybody in church. This is an awesome opportunity. So I did. I wrote quite a few little notes, and every time I do that, I always am so grateful that I take the time to communicate, because having something in writing is really encouraging. In fact, well, it's not here so a couple of years ago, I got a thank you note from someone. And it was just for ordinary day-by-day things that were happening, but it happened to be a birthday and other things. And I kept that little thank you note close by because there was something about it when they said thank you for the gift that we gave them for their birthday and so on and so forth. It just warmed my heart in a really good way. And every so often, I would read it just to be encouraged. And so sometimes that is what a note does, is you read it over and over again because it is encouraging. So a few heartfelt words written in a note can be very special. All right, well, I am headed back outside to go finish stacking my lumber and organizing the back porch and getting it ready for this next season. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time. And I'm not promising that I'm going to write you a letter because I really can't write a letter to everybody, but I do love getting a good letter. So thank you for all those who have sent me letters, and I will be absolutely glad to communicate with you. So Heather, yeah, just go ahead and message me, Heather. That's a great way to start the conversation. All right. Talk to you all hopefully next week.